And we are back. So you may be guessing from the fact that we're here in the original Blaster Master. By the way, all three games have drastically different volumes, so trying to get the volume right, showing the extra stuff in all three games is going to be interesting. But you might be guessing from the fact that we're looking at this, at the original game's screen, that I looked it up, and it turns out there's no difference in the ending if you play as Cain against Jason. I'm actually, if anything, kind of glad, because A, I expect that version of the fight was probably a lot harder, and B, if there even was a different ending, it probably would be a really depressing ending, where Cain inadvertently destroys the cocoon before Roddy and Elfie could be born, or something like that, and, you know, just be a total downer of an ending, and that would have sucked. So I'm kind of glad that we don't need to explore an alternate path there. It also belatedly occurred to me, maybe the Roddy and Elfie that we met in Area Omega aren't Jason and Eve's children at all. Maybe Jason and Eve just named their children after that Roddy and Elfie. For some reason, I'm not sure why they would. But, you know, maybe just for the help that Elfie as a spirit provided them in Area Omega, they decided to name their children after those two. Maybe that's the thing that makes the most sense to me, because if there was supposed to be some kind of time travel aspect involved or something, I would have thought that the game would have brought it up. Also, it's less depressing if it's not the case that Jason and Eve's children end up just dying a horrible death in Area Omega, and I don't really feel like being depressed at the moment. So that's going to be my headcanon. The Jason and Eve just named their children after that spirit that they met in Area Omega. Anyway, oops, that's not where I need to go. Let's just briefly look at the extra stuff. So, in DLC here. Oops, I'm an idiot. That takes me to where I purchased the DLC, dang it. That is twice in this playthrough I've made that mistake. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, X character mode. So we just have a bunch of extra characters that we can use. I'll just briefly show each one. I'm certainly not going to do different playthroughs as all these characters. You don't get a unique story or anything for any of them. Nor is there any explanation as to why any of these people are here. It's clearly all strictly non-canon, and it's just an extra thing for fun. So here's Gunvolt from Inti Creates Azure Striker Gunvolt. I have not played as Gunvolt in this game at all, so I'm going to be incompetent. I'm not going to know what I'm doing. Just telling you that right now. They do palette swap the Sophia based on the character that you're using. Alright, so you can just hold down the button to rapid fire Gunvolt's gun, so that's cool. I don't know if there's anything else special that we can do out of the Sophia as Gunvolt. Alright, standard guns, Cerberus. Got Flash Field, a Prevasion, Galvanic Patch, Lux Caliber, interesting stuff. What if I switch to that? Okay, it doesn't matter in the side-scrolling mode. Let's just get to a dungeon so we can actually see stuff that's legitimately different. Oh, my cat is now crawling all over me. She finally woke up. But yeah, as you can see, no cutscenes or anything for playing as one of the DLC characters. Oh, some of the items look different. So that's neat. It's just a fun extra thing if you want to play through the game again and want a, you know, a very different play experience playing as a different character. But story-wise, there's nothing going on. Let's see. What's the first dungeon down here, I think? Is it even possible to destroy you with this thing? What is that? Wow, I can jump really high. Why does it have a targeting icon over it? I don't understand. What's going on here? Wow, my cat is also making this hard. She is all over me. Cat, calm down. I'm not sure how to kill things. Oh. Okay. The right bumper. Understood. Alright, so the Cerberus fires like crazy, but seems like a really weak weapon. What if we switch to this? Oh, I see. I think the Cerberus is our only main weapon we've got, so... What if I do this? Okay. Interesting. Not really sure what that did exactly. These are probably mechanics from Azure Striker Gunvolt, which I have played. But literally, I played it and cleared it when it came out and then never played it again. You know, maybe something I would do an LP of someday, maybe. But I don't really remember anything about the gameplay in that game, except that it was obviously a spiritual successor to Mega Man. But as far as how you actually play as Gunvolt, I don't remember at all. So yeah, I don't know what any of these abilities are. I'm sure I would, had I played the game more recently. Let's check out the Lux Caliber. Oh, it's a giant sword. Okay, I guess that makes sense since it's called Caliber. Okay, and we also get a different sounding little ditty when we pick up items. So, you know, this is pretty cool. If someday I feel like playing through this game again, and I want a really different gameplay experience, you know, I'll play as one of these DLC characters, and it'll be good times. So that's neat. Let's briefly check out the others, and, you know, I'm sure that I'll play... Actually, would it be... Can I go back to the title from here? Probably. Maybe from this menu? Ah, from this menu. Okay, this will be faster. Yeah, let's briefly check out the other characters. I'm sure I'll be just as incompetent with them. Just to see what they're like. Alright, so Ikoro, as I said when we finished our playthrough of the first game, was the only one of these characters where I'd never played her game and didn't know what she was from. I looked it up, and she's from another Inti Creates franchise called, I guess, Galgun. I think that's how it's localized into the West, anyway. I know nothing about this franchise. I know nothing about this character. But let's give it a try. Sorry, Gunvolt, you're getting overwritten. We'll be lost forever. Deletion complete. It would be really fun to play this in multiplayer mode. She gets a very pink metal attacker. Alright, she has a halo, I see, and she can fly. And presumably doesn't die from, like, 10-foot high falls like Jason does. She makes very funny noises. Okay, and she fires a bow gun. And enemies explode into hearts when you kill them. This is very amusing. I'm quite amused by this. Such a hilariously pink metal. Good grief. If you want a very feminine Blaster Master experience, Ikoro is your character, I think. There's also Shantae, of course, but Shantae's not quite this out of control. Enemies don't explode into hearts when you kill them as Shantae. Shantae is the only character that I played a little bit of the game as, but not very much, just a little. Alright, let's check out Dungeon Mode. And let's revel in the ability to fly and fall without just dying to pathetically short falls. Okay, now that we're in Dungeon Mode, what can we do? Okay, we fire a giant heart cannon. It does not one-shot those guys, so it's not all that strong, apparently. Seems better to just rapid fire it, really. Alright, what are her sub-weapons? What the heck is that? Homing shot. Oh, it homes? Okay, that's useful. Angelic grenade. Oh, and her gun is apparently called Desert Angel. A gun made by angels. Alright, let's check out the Angelic grenade. She does have a cute silhouette there on the status screen. Oh wow, okay. So it stuns enemies on the whole screen and presumably damages them a little bit. That's pretty neat. And how about the Ikoro kick? Perform a drop kick attack. Activate with the sub-weapon. But, well, no duh. Okay. And once again, we get unique pickup music, so that's neat. My cat curling up on my keyboard tray here. Alright, so that's Ikoro. That's neat. I'm very amused by all the pink and how everything is hearts. Okay. So next, I believe will be Shantae. Now, Shantae I've played relatively more recently. As of this recording, I actually have a complete playthrough of Shantae Half Genie Hero. And I've uploaded it all, but I haven't yet scheduled for when it'll post. Right now that's totally up in the air when I'll actually publish that playthrough. Who knows, maybe by the time you're watching this it'll already be published, I don't know. I cannot see into the future. But anyway, the point is, of all the different DLC characters, Shantae is the only one who I have played as relatively recently. Okay, so once again reflecting the character's color scheme, she gets a pink and purple metal attacker. And she whips things with her hair, and she can dance. Which is kind of adorable. And she can turn into a monkey, and the monkey can climb and jump really well. I see that they're going with the older school Shantae, where for some reason her eyes have no whites and are just like, you know, teal colored for some reason. In the newer games, her eyes actually look normal. And it doesn't look like her eyes have no whites, which is slightly strange, but that's what she looks like in her sprite-based incarnations. Well, I guess even her newer ones are sprite-based. Her pixel art incarnations, there we go. And since this is a pixel art game, that's what they went with. Fair enough. And she, her health pickups are also hearts, which I believe they're hearts in the actual Shantae games, so once again, just reflecting the game. Let's do the dance one more time. That is cute. Alright. Now let's climb down. I don't know if Shantae in her normal form dies to ridiculously short heights or not, so let's not tempt fate. Oh yeah, and you get that entertaining scared butt wiggle when you crouch into Shantae games. They have translated that into here. Alright, let's whip this guy to death with our hair. Very fun. Now in dungeon mode, once again we can whip things to death with our hair. We can dance, and we have various forms we can go through. So we can turn into these things, and just kind of wander around and shoot things with our little bullets. So that's fun. And then we can also turn into an elephant. The monkey and the elephant are actual transformations from Shantae's own games. Obviously, the mutant is not. And the elephant can charge. I don't know if it does anything else, but it headbutts things. It headbutts them real good. It looks like there is another transformation that is not available to us yet, so I guess if you get far enough in the game, you'll unlock that. But since we're not doing another entire playthrough, we're not going to see that, sadly. Shantae also gets a cute silhouette on her status screen. And she has magic. And as you can see, she has an actual magic meter. So she can shoot fireballs. That's good fun. These magic spells are all from the actual Shantae games. We can do a Storm Puff. So we just emit a cloud, and it electrocutes things. That's good fun. And then lastly, she can conjure scimitars around herself. It's like the IX Shredder from Blaster Master 3. Very similar to that. And yeah, that's Shantae. Another character who would create a very different gameplay experience, and it would be pretty fun to play through the game as Shantae. And like I said, maybe one day if I feel like playing through this game again, I'll have to pick one of these characters to play through as. The only question is, which one would I pick? It's actually a hard choice, because, you know, they all seem very fun in their different ways. But anyway, we have one more character to check out, so exit game. Extra. And lastly, we have Shovel Knight. I did play Shovel Knight long time ago, like usual. Cleared the game, but how well do I remember it? Not at all, really. This is the only one that has a copyright message because Gunvolt and Ikoro are from games by Inti Creates. Shantae was licensed to Inti Creates because they helped with the development of some of the Shantae games, so they also don't need a copyright message for her. However, they did not develop Shovel Knight, and Shovel Knight was never licensed to them, which is why this is the only character where there's an actual copyright message. Let's check out Shovel Knight. Once again, because it's been so long since I played Shovel Knight, I don't remember anything about the gameplay. So unlike Shantae, this is all going to be mysterious and confusing to me. I'm sure we'll get a very teal... Yes, we get a teal and gold Sophia. Alright. Okay, so we can do kind of a downward thrust attack with our shovel. And it looks like we can jump way higher and not die. I really appreciate these characters. Okay, and we can pogo off of enemies. And the health pickup is an apple. I really appreciate all these characters who, unlike Jason, do not die from falling 10 freaking feet. Grr, that was like the most annoying thing about the Blaster Master series. My cat is now kicking my arm as I attempt to play the game. Really trying to make things challenging, huh, girl? Alright. So do we have any other abilities, or do we just have to stab things to death with the shovel? That's actually challenging to do. Maybe it's easier to jump on them. Yeah, it's easier to jump on them. Which I think was the main way of killing enemies in Shovel Knight, if I remember right. Alright, so what does this look like in dungeon mode? Well, we can dig. I don't know if that's a very effective thing to do, but we can do it. Well, I mean, it seems to do a decent amount of damage. Okay, we have a fishing rod. Stalwart plate, currently equipped. We can switch to shovel blade. Okay, no, we cannot. It's always equipped. Okay, that makes sense. What's the fishing rod do? Okay. I think that I read that there's actually locations where you can use that and fish up items and stuff. But we're not going to see that here. Let's try a throwing anchor. Okay, very effective. It's like a lobbed grenade. How about the phase locket? Okay, so are we, like, invulnerable while we have this on? And then the war horn. Oh, I guess I could just read and it'll tell me what we can do. Escape from all harm briefly, yeah. An unstoppable arc of destruction. Cast into a pit. And wait for a bite, yeah. And then the war horn is clear space around you with a powerful blow. Well, how powerful? That looks pretty powerful. Can I use it again, or do I not have enough mana? I do not have enough mana. It uses a lot. How about the throwing anchor? I don't have enough. Okay, I do have enough for a throwing anchor. Hey, it did one-shot that guy. There, take that. Very nice. As I think I mentioned in the, when we finished the LP of the first game, maybe a little bit, words. Maybe a little bit of a letdown that there's no DLC to play through the game as Eve. Because I think that would have been pretty cool. But you know, it's pretty cool DLC anyway, getting to play as all these different characters. Alright, and that's, oh, I missed. That's it for all the DLC characters. Pretty cool stuff. Now, there's Boss Blaster mode and Co-op Blaster mode. I'm guessing this is just a boss rush. Unlimited mode and Destroyer mode. I think Unlimited mode is just like you start the game with everything, something like that. Destroyer mode just makes the game a lot harder. It's just hard mode, basically. But yeah, let's check out Boss Blaster mode. Okay, and we can play this as any of the characters as well. Start the game with this character? Sure. Oh, this is not just a boss rush. Or, well, I don't know, maybe it is. I shouldn't immediately come to that conclusion. Okay, yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah. But maybe you get to choose the order in which you fight the bosses. Wow, and we start out with no weapon power. Okay, yeah, it's just a boss rush. A timed boss rush. Alright, that's neat, but I mean we don't need to see me fight all these bosses again. So looks like that's it for the extras on the first game. Let's go ahead and check out the extras for the second game next. So here we are with the second game. I have turned the volume way down because I remember this was the loudest of the three games and I don't want it overpowering my voice. So sorry if the game audio is a little too quiet, but better a little too quiet than too loud, I think, for a commentated playthrough. Alright, so this one, other than briefly checking out that weird Kana raising simulator at the end of the playthrough for the second game, I have not checked out any of this DLC, so it's all new to me. Alright, so Copen from Luminous Avenger 9, or IX, and Empress from Dragon Marked for Death. Okay, so that one is Inti Creates. This one doesn't have a copyright message at all. I don't know why Inti Creates would bother showing a copyright message for their own property. I forgot to look these up, so I still don't know what they're actually from. I should probably do that at some point. Maybe they're good games that I would like to play. But for now, let's just see what these are all about. Alright, Copen, I don't know who you are, where you come from. Let's play the game as you and see what it's like. Oh, he's quick. Oh, he gets a really different looking Sophia, wow. He can jump like the Dickens. Okay, and he can summon a really interesting looking attack there. Huh. Wow, his Sophia's different looking. Alright. But, as different looking as it is, okay, shoots photon laser blast, immediately hits their targets. Shots gain homing properties when locked onto enemies. Stellar Spark fires forward-facing lightning strikes. Lock onto enemies to have lightning directly strike their target. Interesting stuff. Oh, what's this Twin Shredder? That's his counter. But as different looking as his Sophia is, it's the G Lola, apparently. Okay, it's called the Lola for him. Different looking as it is, the Lola seems to basically play the same. We have no hover ability right now. Let's find a dungeon and see how he plays in a dungeon. Where was the first dungeon anyway? Get off me. Okay, there's a dungeon. I probably went right by one. Or maybe not, maybe this is the first one. Regardless, let's go check it out. Oh, I seem to have invulnerability frames while I'm doing that. Oh god. Oh, I can hover. Okay, but I messed up my jump. So I think we need to... How do we return? Do I hit X from here? I don't remember how to return. I need to be able to return. Oh my lord, come on. Don't be like this game. How do I get back? Okay, like that. It's a little different from the third game, which is the one I played most recently, so... Hence my confusion. Alright, now that we're finally in a dungeon, how do you play in a dungeon, Copen, or whatever your name was? Oh, he's got a pretty cool looking sprite here. Okay, that's pretty dramatic. Wow, that is rapid fire. I do like his pose here in overhead view. It's pretty cool looking, like I said. Alright, what else have you got? Is that it? The Stellar Spark and the Divider? And the Twin Shredder. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's all very good. So I'm not criticizing it. Looks like he has a twin sister or something, because the silhouette there shows him and some female. But like I said, I don't know who this is, I don't know what his game is, so... You know, who knows? Twin sister may be completely wrong. Alright, well that's Copen. His name was Copen, right? Looks like it would be fun to play through the game as this character. But that'll do it for demoing that DLC. So, back to the main menu. And let's check out the other character. Only 2 in this game instead of 4. So the other character is Empress from Dragon Marked for Death. Well, you look like you'll be interesting. I do need to actually do an internet search on these games. See if they look fun, and if they're available on a platform I could play them on. Okay, you have a very interesting looking vehicle, Empress. It also doesn't play any different, but it sure looks a lot different. Looks kind of hilarious, actually. Alright, what do you do once you hop out? You swing a sword. Oh, and you can breathe fire. And you can make your dragon arm huge. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Instinct Flame. Launches a powerful counterattack. Alright, Dragon Skill, Dragon Shot, Dragon Cannon, and Dragon Arm has a Dragon Sword, and we have a Short Sword equipped. Interesting stuff. Oh, do our health pickups look like curled up dragons? That's pretty neat. I am definitely sensing a dragon theme here. Well, that's an interesting little connecting arc we have with this thing. Oh, it actually shows us how much damage we're doing. Wasn't doing that with the other characters, right? Pretty sure it wasn't. Why do I have all these arcs connecting me to all these things? Oh, look at all these different icons. Oh, I'm shooting a completely different weapon now. I'm shooting like shurikens or something. So many mysteries, so much mysterious stuff happening. Oh, my cat rubbing all over me again. You make this challenging, girl. You're very affectionate and very cute. Don't worry, I'll be done with this playthrough soon. She's got quite the jump on her too. Alright, let's see what dungeon mode is like. Almost everybody jumps better than Jason. Poor Jason. Yeah, she pretty much literally just seems to have an arm that is a dragon. I guess we can say she's a mutant. She came from super dimensional space. Oh, I can do a combo attack. That's neat. I mean, I could totally picture a mutant that looks like this. Not a whole lot going on in this dungeon. But, still. You know, we can at least see what the different moves look like. They're pretty cool. Another character that it looks like it would be fun to do an extra playthrough as. Someday. That day is not today. Alright, well you're pretty interesting as well, Empress. I'll have to look up your game and see if your game looks fun. Now, back to the main menu. Extra. Alright, so... Right, Kana Raising Simulator. We looked at this very, very briefly before. But I suppose for the sake of a, No, please don't. I suppose for the sake of a proper let's have an extra episode and show everything off, I should give this a little bit more of a try, though I don't promise I'm going to play it for very long. Okay, triggers and shoulder buttons make the cursor fast. A and Y. Let's just go with A and B. Okay, A is capture and B is shoot. Okay. Alright. Okay, I can capture the mutants. I don't know why I would capture them or shoot them. I probably should have tried to read the directions a little bit more. Oh, okay, it's easier to just capture these things. Yeah, I should definitely just capture them. Oh. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to capture you, Kana. My bad. Did I lose because I did that? I mean, I probably would have lost instantly if that were the case. Anything else to do? We're running low on time. I do not know what that means. I accidentally shot Kana, which might have meant I lost. I meant to capture her, but I hit the wrong button. So did I fail? That's so gross. Okay, I did not fail. I don't think. This is all very, very Japanese and strange and confusing. We're really growing. Okay, fine. I'll do one more. It's honestly kind of fun. It's kind of entertaining. I mean, is it the kind of thing I would play for hours on end? Not unless I was bored out of my mind, and if I was that bored, I'd have other things to do, but it's mildly amusing. It's not awful. As far as extra weird minigames go, it's pretty good. You know, a lot of games have little extra minigames that are actually kind of terrible, and you're kind of like, why did you even bother? This isn't that. This is better than that. Like, there's an actual kind of fun game in here. Oh, I'm out of time already. That was quick. Did I fail that time? I failed that time. That said, I think we've... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. That said, you know, I think I've shown off enough of it. I don't think we need to see more of that right now. So what is Kanna's string gallery? Kanna-kun da ne. Sure. So many drugs were involved in this. This is so bizarre. Oh, so bizarre. Okay. I guess that's it for the extras. They're strange. Alright. So there's the third game. Unlike the first two, the Metafight Chronicle Trilogy Edition doesn't come with the DLC for the third game already unlocked. So just for you guys, I'm going to see if there's any DLC, and if there is, I'll shell out the money for it, just so that we can take a look at it and see what it is. You're welcome. Be right back. Okay, so here we are on the menu. Okay, that was great. That was well timed. Here we are on the menu for the third game, and there's not even an extras menu. There isn't even one. I looked online, and from what I can tell, this game has no DLC. So the reason that the Trilogy Collection does not come with DLC bundled in for the third game is because it does not exist. So, you know, I don't have to pay like $3 or whatever to to download the DLC to show it off, because that would really break the bank. So that's it, the playthrough's finally over. If you watched all the way here to the end, and even watched through my rambling at the end of the third game and all this extra stuff, then thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your viewership. Hope it was entertaining. Well, if it wasn't, you wouldn't have watched all this, right? Guess that's going to do it for now. I enjoyed the heck out of this. I can tell how good it was because I feel a little melancholy that it's over. That's the sign that I just got done playing a good game, or good series of games. So, that's Dr. J signing off, and hopefully you'll join me for whatever it is that I play through next. Goodbye for now.